Mindset, a daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markel. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markel.
Welcome back to Morning Mindset. I am your host, Paul Markel, and I'm happy to be here speaking into this black carbon steel microphone at you. And we're rapidly approaching episode number 200. Yes, I'm sitting here looking at my show notes thinking, man, is it possible? Can we have almost done 200 episodes already? The answer is yes. We're going to talk about identifying quality. How do we learn to identify or recognize quality, or appreciate, I guess I should say, appreciate quality? This is a topic that I decided to talk about or discuss because I had a recent discussion with a couple of friends, and we were talking about this very thing. How is it that some people just don't seem to be able to recognize or appreciate quality? And why is that? Sadly, I think many people in our world today have substituted convenience for quality. If they can get it quick, if they can get it fast, if they can get it immediately, they'd rather have immediacy or convenience than quality. It's sad, as a fully grown adult, a seasoned and mature adult, it is sad to me to think that there are people who would rather have something that is an inferior product, but have it fast or have it delivered conveniently, than to have to wait for something that is a quality product. And it's not always just that. Sometimes it's the fact that people don't know any better. For instance, and I've mentioned this before, but I think it bears repeating. When people have no basis in experience, education, or training, they really can't identify something that is quality or not because they don't know. You know, for instance, take an 18-year-old. An 18-year-old college freshman, right? Super impressionable. And part of the reason that they're impressionable is because they've deceived themselves into believing that they're geniuses, that they're super smart, that they know everything now. So an 18-year-old takes a class on, you fill in the blank, philosophy or what have you. And they come away from that class thinking that that professor is the smartest person they've ever heard. It's the greatest class on philosophy, on human philosophy or psychology or whatever it is. It's the best thing, and they're just overcome by the geniosity of it and how great they think it is. Now, is that class actually the best philosophy or psychology or whatever class? Was it the best information available? Was that person the best instructor, the best professor? And you say, I don't know, was he or wasn't he? Well, the 18-year-old thinks he was. But why does the 18-year-old think that? Because they have nothing to compare it to. It's their first ever experience with that thing, and so they have nothing to compare it to. They have no idea whether it was the best available or mediocre or the worst. I like to, I use the phrase that life is too short to drink bad coffee. I will not deliberately drink bad coffee. Now, it's not because I knew coming out of the womb in the cradle what good coffee was. I learned over time. That's right. I went and experienced it for myself. I tried out all kinds of different coffees, and I educated myself. And after educating myself and gaining lots and lots of experience, I was able to determine what, at least to me, is a quality product. And it doesn't matter whether it's food or clothing or gear or coffee or what have you. Many times people settle for mediocre or average, and it's not necessarily because they're lazy. It's because they just don't have the experience or education or knowledge to discern. And you should have that. See, that is why we try so many different things. That is why human beings can't, well, they should. I mean, you can travel. That is why they should travel. Many people believe that their city or the way things that transpire in their city, their town, their community is the way of the world. And it's not until they travel and go somewhere else that they realize it's not. Or folks do not appreciate where they live. There are many people that think that that the state that they live in, that the country that they live in is inferior, or it's somehow morally wrong, or what have you, and that things are better other places. And they believe that until they actually go out and experience those other places. I have been to many, many countries, many continents. I've been, it's not a country, but I've been on every ocean on planet Earth, and I've been on the majority of the continents of planet Earth. And I've seen how people live, and I've seen how life is in other countries. And I can tell you this, compared to them, the United States of America is a pretty good place to live. But I know that, and I can make that comparison realistically because I have seen with my own eyes, and I've experienced good, bad, and ugly. Often we cheat ourselves. People in our modern world, we deprive ourselves of experiences. We deprive ourselves of the ability to discern between what is poor, mediocre, average, or high quality. And we've cheated ourselves because we don't take the time and opportunity to get the experience, get the training, to get the education, to go out there and live life and experience different things. And then after we've done that, we can come back and we can say, okay, this is probably better than that. This gear is probably, higher quality than that gear, this food or coffee or clothing or whatever. Oftentimes people just settle. And it makes me, but you're a free man, you're a free woman, you can do whatever you want. If you never want to leave the town in which you were born, you are perfectly free to do that. You can stay there. You can stay. There are some people who never live more than, 5 miles away from the hospital that they were born in, and that's fine. You can do that. But if you do, you're really shortchanging yourself. You're like that 18-year-old that has no basis for making any kind of a comparison because they don't know any better at all. So if you really want to be able to identify quality, to know what good food tastes like, good coffee, good gear, good clothing, good gravy, good grief, Charlie Brown. Get your butt out there, get some experience, get some education, and live life. All right, that's all I've got for you guys today. I am your host, Paul Markel, and I will talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markel, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.